Hey y'all, back again. I think the internet is working a little bit better. Y'all, we got to jump into this interview that Carlos did with Claudia and with Dustin Ross, I believe is his name. Y'all, it was so very bad. Let's
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Oh, guys. So I had the opportunity to watch this, and I had to watch it again because I was really, um, it just didn't feel right listening to that interview. If bias was a damn word, I understand y'all rock with Heavenly and you can, but why interview somebody if the person you're interviewing, you have no questions for them, but yet you have all the answers? The what? Listen, let's just get into it because we'll just react to it, y'all, because this was a lot. Like, I was so, and then to make light about how Dr. Jackie rudely basically threw T out of the room. Just, it's just, this is a mess. I can kind of understand, why Carlos King has all these allegations, because for him to have this on his platform and just allow it to go that way, I was just looking sideways.
Looking beautiful in that Harbison studio gown. Shout out to Charles Harbison who designed that. When she threw Sweet T's ass out of that dressing room so she could have a heart to heart.
Let's just stop it right there. When she threw Sweet T's ass out of that room so she can have a heart to heart, what would have been a better way to address that situation? She was rude, she was nasty, she pretty much pushed her physically out of the room. Now, if Sweet T would have bumped that old, you know what I mean, then it would have been a problem. But for you to have this much aggression towards somebody, I'm sure you cannot whoop, is a problem. But when idiots like this make light about it as if it's a joke, that is why these people operate the way that they do, because we have ignorant people like this who thinks that it is okay. Now, if Sweet Tea would have bopped her, you know what I mean, then it would have been a problem. But she really physically pushed her. I mean, you literally put your hands on somebody. It's really what you did. That's what I saw. It looked very aggressive, and you didn't ask her to move. You were basically removing her, which that is okay. That's okay, Dustin. Oh, okay.
With Dr. Simone, that was incredible. That was real. They have years of history.
So, are you guys getting this? He said that was real. That was incredible. The way that Dr. Jackie threw Sweet T's ass out of the room. That was real and that was incredible. Now, I don't think it's real. I don't think it's incredible, but look at this bullshit. Look at this. This is what Carlos is allowing to happen on his platform.
And she was able to try at least to get somewhere and make inroads with Dr. Simone in a hot moment like that. Sweet Tea was coming back there to talk shit and have her lips apart and let the air flow through. That's all she.
Sweet Tea was there to talk shit. I don't understand, how does he know what talking shit is? Because the world seemed to think that it's Dr. Heavenly who has the garbage mouth. Now, how is it that everybody else think that, but this man doesn't? Or man, whatever. I mean, what's going on here? Like, what's really going on? I'm so confused. If he thinks Sweet Tea is a shit starter or she talks shit all the time, what the hell does he think this woman is? The crazy one, Dr. Heavenly.
She does. So it was unnecessary. And her presence on that cast this season, in addition to Phaedra being there, in addition to you calling Apollo and bringing him and Shireen there, it was a bunch of things that just, it didn't belong. And it threw the whole viewing experience.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward it because I needed to show y'all that part, okay? But it's going to get a little bit more crazier here. And before I'm going to fast forward it a little bit for y'all, So let's jump into this part.
There was a segment that happened on this reunion where your husband got involved,
Mhm.
you know, where it was the men. The reason why I love Married to Medicine is because I like shows where it is about couples and the men are able to get involved, because in real life, men do have a voice when it comes to the affairs of their marriage and their friends who are also couples. So Dustin, you want to take it away? We're just talking about like Dr. Damon, Dr. G, and everything that's going on there.
Yeah, that was a very interesting conversation because it echoed, I think, some of the dispositions that we saw when the initial confrontation went down on the beach when you guys were in Florida, right? Key West, right? Dr. Heavenly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dr. G was he was being a dickhead. You know, that's the best way I can put it. He
The
was
word
being
I
a
use is
person
bitch, but I guess that's not a good word.
Yeah, well, he was being a dickhead. He was like just not open to any sort of resolution. He was saying things to try to pick and gold, like I said, King.
I don't understand why he's calling Dr. G names. He was a dickhead. So here's my deal. If you F with me, just get out of my face. I'm not open to resolving anything. Now, in this situation where they're working together, you have to understand that Quad claims that she has this trauma. He has it too. So calling this man a dickhead and all of this, I don't understand how it's warranted, because you want to jump inside of another man's body and tell him how he should feel. I don't understand this. I am so lost.
Into an argument, standing up on the beach, getting up in King's personal space and just acting weird, saying,
what is this dude talking about? Getting in King's personal space. King came to him. Remember, he said, "Can I talk to you?" What is this dude talking about?
Weird things that didn't go. He kind of mimicked that same sentiment when they had the men's conversation at the reunion, as Dr. Damon was being very direct with him.
Dr. Damon was being very direct. Dr. Damon was being a fucking female. Oops. Dr. Damon was he being direct, or was he only doing this because he actually had a problem about his patients that people are saying is addicts, and that he is, writing them prescriptions? That's what the people is saying. So how do you join these two together and make Dr. G such a bad person because of how he's dealing with the trauma that he has? Now, I get it. If you like the dentist, the devil, because I don't know why this woman's name is Dr. Heavenly, but you can like her, but you don't have to drag somebody that was simply there on a trip, never said one word to Quad. She dragged him, got on his wife, but nobody saw that.
Very clear, telling him straightforward, this is what happened that made me feel indifferent. This is why I'm upset. Just clearly identifying things. Dr. G started talking about feelings and offering up alternative.
Now, excuse me, are we not human? Are you not human? I would think that he would definitely have a feminine side. So you are basically saying, why is this man talking about his feelings? Because he's in a conversation. Is it not appropriate to talk about when you're in a conversation with somebody and you making them understand how they made you feel? But this dude is making a joke about it. Like, he's talking about his feelings, but the minute people say that men don't have feelings, then we'll be having a different conversation. Why is that a problem for Dr. G to say the way that he felt in this situation?
Meanings for his actions and just saying shit that didn't line up, which is why they stumbled and tumbled until they got to the point where he finally just gave in and said, okay, I apologize.
No, this is how I feel. I believe Dr. G felt like if he was going to do an apology, I feel like Dr. G felt like that he shouldn't apologize. But I also felt like he felt like, if I should, is she apologizing? Because listen, you don't keep punching somebody and punching them, and then when they reach out and touch you, now you say they hit me. All he said is you have a big effing mouth. What is wrong with these people? Like, why are they making it seem like something else was said? Y'all done told the lie a million times that he said, shut the F up, which really he should have just told her to shut the, that's just what I think. Because don't tell me she's a woman when she ain't acting like a woman. Nothing that night resembled a woman, okay? If you want to be treated like a woman, you should conduct yourself like one. The way that she acted was definitely not warranted. Her boyfriend sat there and said absolutely nothing. Nothing. And all he said is, you got a big effing mouth. And now all of a sudden, he is the person that started it.
I thought it was interesting that Cecil, who again, I love Simone and Cecil on the show, root for them and their family, but I was disappointed in some of the commentary that Cecil was offering to that conversation as well, because Dr. G didn't need anybody to come to his defense.
Dr. G didn't need anybody to come to his offense. Y'all, can y'all help me out here? I'm so lost. So Cecil cannot think different. He can't have his own way of thinking and his own way of how he perceived everything. I don't think it was about coming to Dr. G's defense. I think Cecil was basically saying what he thought and what he felt. But why is he so strongly against somebody that just sat there, that said one word? One word. That's weird. And considering that you are a man, I'm very confused. So if you are a man and now you are saying that this man shouldn't have brought up his feelings, and then you said this man shouldn't have said this, I'm just curious of how do you consider yourself? Because all he said is you have a big effing mouth. That's all he said. That's all he said. So it's getting weird. Like, I don't understand this, and nobody said anything. And being that Carlos, like your own employees, they've been saying that you ain't right, bruh, to allow this to just nobody, like, come on now. Like, this is not what everybody is seeing here. So the fact that y'all see it is weird.
He was wrong. He went too far trying to bring the police and that kind of serious.
And listen, how do you tell a person when they can't call the police? How do you tell a person that? Dr. G is not from the streets. He didn't live your life, Dustin. So I disagree. You don't get to tell somebody when they can call the police. That man, if he felt like he should have called them, that's what he did.
Ass shit into this reality TV space unnecessarily. Save those actions for people and resources, quite literally, for people that deserve and need them. I thought that was less than mature. And he sat there and that high voice, and his shirt was tight around his neck and shit, and he had a rhinestone.
What is all of the high voice? He had a rhinestone. Like, what is he trying to say? Like, I am very curious, of this man who likes men, but it seems like he's making it appear that Dr. G is a little, so I don't get the comparisons. And this is crazy. Like, this is so weak and it's so very uncalled for. Now you want to drag the way that he speak and the way that he's carrying himself. Like, really, this is weird.
Bro, I ain't making it. He was on that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And you can't, that's like talking to a brick wall. It's impossible to make progress. And as a man, you know what I'm saying? We speak with
as a man. Okay.
Purpose. We speak to make
purpose as a man.
Progress when we're discussing something, trying to get to the bottom of some shit, especially when you're talking to another grown-ass man. So I was very disappointed in Dr. G's behavior, and I think it was...
You was very disappointed with Dr. G's behavior. Were you disappointed with a Black woman getting intoxicated, being drunk, considering she was already pulled over a few times for drunk driving? Was there anything that you didn't like about that? Did that strike you as something that maybe she should just leave the alcohol alone? Because it's a record. She has a record for drinking and driving, but you are making it seem like Dr. G committed a crime by saying, shut the F up. I am so very lost here.
It's just more of the same, more of what the viewers are accustomed to from him. To me, he sped off in that Mini Cooper again, right across the screen as I watched that scene. It was the same old from Dr. G.
And let me just say this. It is men like this. And then when he doesn't like women, but men who like women and you co-sign this, and then when you get a woman and she hits you upside your head and then call the police and you go to jail, remember that, because the way that Quad acted was totally out of line. So because of the way she acted, I heard nothing that she said because it was ignorant. It was way too much. She pretty much attacked him. So from my perspective in watching it, it made it seem to me that she still wanted him, because there's no way that you are happy in your relationship and still talking about a relationship of a man that he's married to somebody else. You saying you want to have a baby by somebody else, but yet you still talking about this. So I didn't respect anything she said, nor did I hear anything that she said, because she was constantly wanting it to make it seem like she was having sex 30 times a day and she was living this great life. But what I saw is that she was trying to get back at Dr. G, which goes to show her character, because baby girl, you have not moved on to the point where you still want to prove something to him. But the fact of the matter is, why is this woman not being held accountable? If you're going to hold Dr. G for telling her to shut the F up, but yet he told her that because one of y'all who was there should have told her to shut the F up. Why is she allowed to do this? Because she a woman? Well, this is the thing. Women are getting heads busted. Now, I'm not saying they should, but if you are a woman with that type of attitude, you probably got a larger chance of it happening to you. So you probably want to fix that, because there's some crazy people out here that you're not going to be able to do that to. Now, I don't want that to happen to you or any woman, but the fact of the matter is, she did that to Dr. G because she knew that she can get away with it. And the way that y'all treat him, you just do this because you know Dr. G, is quiet, he's meek. But why treat a person like that? Like, why is it okay to bully? Because this is just bullying. This is what it is. It's bullying.
So shout out to Dr. Damon for standing on business. I was proud of him speaking up for himself and being clear about what was
standing on business. What part did I miss? How did Dr. Damon stand on business when he can't control his wife, which is the ultimate reason why Dr. Damon just really don't want to do business with him? And in all honesty, I don't blame him. Nobody wants their reputation to be tarnished with people saying that, because people remember that. And the simple fact that Dr. G decided to separate itself, and you say Dr. Damon stood on business for calling the man a coward multiple times, he wouldn't have never said that to Apollo. So why say it to Dr. G?
Was going on and direct with his speech. I appreciated that.
I appreciate it as well. And Damon does not speak up. And you watch the show, Damon don't get in the shit. He does not have an opinion with a lot of things. And I think we have to go back some, because me and Quad are such good friends. We've been hanging out with King. And you got to understand, and I'm not going to go into detail.
Well, we're not even going to listen to her, because all she does is lie. Because now this season, her and Quad is good friends. But if they were so much good friends, darling, you were one of the ones that tried to get her off this show. So if she's your good friend, what does an enemy look like? Y'all, I had to come on here and talk about this, because as I watched this, I was like, oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Like, even with, when I do my reviews, some people you just like a little bit, you may like them a little bit more, but this was totally biased. It was unfair. Like, you saw nothing that Quad did wrong. You saw nothing that Dr. Heavenly did wrong. You saw nothing her husband did wrong. I mean, so Dr. G supposed to be called pedos, and he's supposed to play nice. And, Dr. Damon, he can check everybody but his fucking wife. He can check everybody and then tell you, don't you say this. Dr. Damon is a crooked teeth fool. He doesn't even trust his own wife to fix his teeth. So I can never take either one of them serious because Dr. Damon don't even like his own wife. All of this is that he's giving us is BS. It's BS. It's BS. But I am like so appalled that Carlos King sat on his podcast, YouTube channel, whatever he called it, and never said anything. Now, I mean, come on, y'all. This was bad. Like, this was so bad. And then when he said Dr. Jackie got Sweet T's ass up out of there, I was just like, really? I mean, if that woman would have bopped the hell out of Jackie, y'all would be talking about that. Jackie literally put her hands and moved that girl to the door. Now, if it was me, to me, that's like you hit me. You see what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I hadn't even did the review on that yet because I was like, that part was a little bit too much. But the fact that you co-signed it, this is how these evil people are allowed to operate like they do, because it's viewers like him, it's viewers like Carlos. Now, Claudia didn't really have much to say because she said she didn't really watch the show. But y'all, I was so very disgusted, very